Hey guys, it's Radioactive Lightning here, and I'm here just to bring you a quick tutorial on basically how to take your footage from Fraps or any other video recording software and put it into Sony Vegas, render it, and render it for a 1080p video on YouTube so that it all looks nice and all that stuff. Okay, so first of all, in the top left-hand side of Vegas, I'm using Sony Vegas Pro 11. By the way, if you have other versions, I'm sure it'll be exactly the same, but it might look slightly different. Hopefully it looks the same. Yeah. Okay, so in the left-hand side, you'll have like a list of, well, your files and everything. So I'm just going to go find the raw footage I took. It's a very short footage of Terraria, which is a great game if you guys haven't tried it. Okay, so yeah, you drag it down into the projects menu. Right, I'm just going to really quickly cover cutting because it's quite easy. Okay, so in this video, if we start play from here, you can see up here the little preview. Make it slightly bigger for you guys. You see I stop for a little bit there. So I don't want me stopping in the video. Okay, so I'm just going to let it play until it stops and then press the enter key. There, so that I can cut to that point. So you see now the cursor's kind of like along this line. And if you hover at the end of your project clip, and you'll get this little button up here, hopefully. And then you just literally drag to that, and a yellow line will show that you've dragged to the point you chose. Which again, you can move either manually or like that, or you can move just by watching it and then pressing enter to pause it. Okay, so just a quick fade out and fade in, I guess. Fade out and fade ins are done by these top two buttons, respectively, for the video and audio. But as I have no audio, there's not really much point doing it for audio. But yeah, so the video, I'm just going to fade offset a little bit. Oh, let me zoom in so you guys can actually see this. Right, so it'll look like this. And I'm going to fade in the same way as well. So you can fade in like massively, so it takes ages to go from black to the full image, or just short. I'm going to keep it relatively short. Okay, so now as you can see in the preview, it will fade in from nothing, and then my guy will jump up the hill, take his sweet time, and fade out. Cool. Okay, then as you could see in the video, we've got these black kind of borders at the side. Now we don't want those, especially with YouTube, because when you go into full screen mode, it'll make it look horrible. So what we do to fix that is we right click the video file, go to properties at the bottom of the page, and untick maintain aspect ratio. And as you can see, if you look over here when I press OK, it stretches out to the full screen. So that means basically when you go into full screen on YouTube, it stays full screen. It doesn't stay like, in aspect. Okay, so that's basically our video file edited and everything, so it's all ready kind of for YouTube. So we'll just quickly save the project somewhere. I'll just save it as tutorial. Right, then what you want to do is go to render as underneath the file menu. And then choose, obviously you can go to browse and choose where you want it. I want it there. And your output format section will probably look something more like this, rather than what it did at the start. And what you want to do is to find the one that has the .mp4, which is main concept avc/AAC. But yeah, just look for the MP4, that's the easiest way to find it. Click the down arrow, and you'll see all these various ones, but the best one I think is Internet HD 1080p. And this will allow YouTube basically to render it in 1080p. Just a quick note though, obviously if you haven't recorded it in 1080p, your footage won't be 1080p. When you get to YouTube, you'll have the option to, buffer it in 1080p, but obviously it doesn't improve the quality of the video. It can't do that. So you just need to do that. So yeah, select this and click render, and I will rejoin you when this is finished. It'll probably take a minute or so. Hey guys, we're back. Yeah, my rendering has finished and everything. If you had this box ticked, this box is probably no longer here. Well, it is no longer there, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. As an estimate for timing, I find roughly it takes between 3 and 4 times the length of the video to render it. So, if it's a 10-minute video, it will take between 30 and 40 minutes. It also depends how intense the game is. So if there's a lot of frames, generally, then basically Sony Vegas renders it frame by frame. And if a lot's going on in each frame, then it will take longer, obviously. Okay, then you just close that, minimize Sony Vegas, whatever. Go to your folders. Go to where you chose to save your file, and you can see the tutorial thing is here. Right down the bottom, 1920 by 1080, so it's perfect. it will work for YouTube. Another useful point is if you're worried about the file size, because my original file size for this was about 250 meg from Fraps because I chose not to compress it. Don't be worried. When you put it into Sony Vegas, it will cut it down to about 16 meg, so it'll be good for uploading. So yeah, then you just go to YouTube, upload it as standard. You guys know how to do that. And yeah, I hope that helped. If it did, consider leaving a like. If you want any more help, leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Or if you want any more tutorials about anything to do with Sony Vegas, then I would be happy to help. So yeah, this has been Radioactive Lightning, and thank you and goodbye.